ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my rematch with Valerian. We decided to re-rack and go again with the same teams. This time I remember to take a picture of my play cards. I meant to ask my opponent to see his at the end of the game, but I forgot. We're slowly plodding our way towards making these things worth watching. Hopefully I'll get them next time. So, as before, we've got fast ground, rough ground, 3 obstacles, and I've got Fahad, Ulfa, Egret, Zerola, Jakar, Scatha, and the Brewers have got Mash, Stoker, Quaff, Esters, Spigot, and Veteran Decimate. I've deployed pretty poorly. I should have had someone over here, and Decimate gets a really good kick. And whoever I send to get that ball, I'm going to lose. So initially I'm thinking I'm just going to leave the ball there and let the Brewers have it, then attempt to steal it as they pass it back around their team. In practice, I get a bit greedy and decide to try to rescue it with Scatha. I put a fast ground down on Jakar, sprint for the ball, and then kick it off the pitch. Don't ask me why I didn't just pass it or kick it back towards my guys. In the heat of the moment, I just decided I needed to make things more risky for myself. Fortunately, the ball scatter isn't too terrible for me, although it could be better. Esters comes up and fire blasts and whatever, rough ground, blasted earths, Zerola and Jakar. Miraculously, Jakar is unscathed and Zerola takes both hits. This enables Jakar to sprint using the fast ground to go grab the ball and makes the pass to Egret. And here I am measuring out the potential goal run, and we can see that I am just out by millimeters. If I'd been just a little bit smarter, I might have realised that Egret could have charged Quaff for a probable momentous 1-inch dodge, which would take me into goal threat range and give me the momentum to score. As it is, that slipped my notice. As it is, Egret passes to Ulfa, sprints up and flurries Mash. I don't really want to hit Quaff and trigger Loved Creature before Decimate goes on Scatha. Stoker sets her on fire. And as I kind of want this to be a quick game, I basically wed the go and sprint Ulfa right up the pitch, banking on the idea that Decimate can't kill Scatha this turn, and at the start of next turn he'll have a dilemma. Things look hopeful when Decimate really fails to do much to Scatha, except push her around. I've been getting really lucky the past couple of games with Decimate not being able to hit many 5s, and I certainly can't keep relying on that. We go into turn 2, my opponent plays wingbacks and I play grudge match, winning the initiative. I single out Stoker and the Brewers single out Jakar. I don't bother allocating any influence to Scatha because I know she's going off the pitch this turn, or if somehow I manage to get her to activate before Decimate, all she needs to do is just run away from the edge, and Decimate will have to spend another frustrating turn. So we go with Ulfa. I charge Stoker with my Lone Hunter and singled out 12 dice, and Ulfa gets the wrap. He wraps to the 1, but it's enough for some momentous damage and dodging, giving him Blood Scent, which he really needed now that he's within tap-in range. And he puts away the goal. 4-0, huzzah! Decimate pushes Scatha off the pitch, boo, and then runs back a million inches to threaten Ulfa. Oh, the ball got kicked out onto Spigot, by the way. And here's me, or my opponent, trying to measure Jakar's threat, as I want that ball back. So I think Zerola Midnight offering him over just outside of engagement with Esters. And it looks like I still can't help standing within blast radius of multiple models. Spigot gets away. Egret moves back and snipes at Esters, trying to get proc her Glut Mass, and misses, does it again, and is successful. So doing no damage, she's stuck there. I was really hoping I'd be able to back to the shadows into a bit more safety. Esters runs away and goes for Ulfa, badly damaging him and trying to tempt Jakar to come towards the scrum. Fahad charges Stoker. Stoker moves away and damages Egret really badly. Mash comes in and kills Ulfa and then engages Fahad. And basically I see an opportunity to get the ball back next turn. I really want Jakar around this area, so when Scatha comes in, she'll get to move, she can then snowball dodge, and then sprint or sprint and snowball dodge. Get Spigot, take the ball, and hopefully do something with it. So I run Jakar around here, attack Decimate, drop the trap, attack Decimate, triggering her counter-attack. I do the damage double dodge, running away, wasting that momentum, and then back to the shadows to where I want to be. Unfortunately, the Brewers mined Ulfa pretty good for momentum and they were sitting on a mountain of it, so they get the initiative. Ulfa and Scatha come back on, so the score is 4-all at the moment, and I do believe I forget to allocate my goal influence for the rest of the game. Also, I have played I think it's the Won't Touch the Hair or something, whatever the card is that gives you showboating, where you can keep the momentum from your passes. Pretty important, I thought, as I was going to be needing some passes to get to the ball. Decimate goes in on J-Car, knocking him down and moving him away from where Scatha can easily snowball him. My opponent onto my plan, but thankfully, because Ulfa also came back on the pitch, I was able to put down my fast ground, snowball off Ulfa, and charge on into Spigot, or rather Sprint. I then Legendary to make sure that I can get away with the ball if I hit the tackle. I hit him for some momentous dodges, tackle the ball, and get out. And this is where I royally screw up. It was never going to be a great play, but this was terrible on my part. I'd forgotten about my card ability, enabling me to keep my momentum for the pass, and I'd actually just forgotten to apply my momentum for hitting Spigot. So I actually should have 3 momentum at this point, enough to stand J-Car up, and even heal Scatha should I want to. Who knows, maybe I could have done something interesting if I'd remembered that. As it is, I just kick the ball out into space. Spigot then goes in on a knockdown J-Car and absolutely demolishes him. 6-4. I look to do something tricky with Zarola, whereby I see if I can grab the ball, pass it to Fahad, dodge him out, and then linked to get a goal. I'm not in range to make the pass once I get the ball, unfortunately. So I end up getting it with Zarola, passing to Ulfa, and having Ulfa just come forward into the danger zone and just see what we can do. Stoker kills Egret, 8-4, and Fahad just nimbles and gets away from Mash, who then comes up and Quaff come up to re-engage. Although I think the nimble saved Fahad from Mash's brutal assault. Going into the final turn, Brewers have the initiative. J-Car comes back on the right, Egret on the left, and I thought this was quite interesting. So my opponent played the card where he gets, I forget if it was the 2-inch dodge or the 1-inch charge, if you start within 8 inches of the pitch. But what he does is he acrobatics with Decimate over to Scatha, knocks her down, and then charges into Ulfa. I think knocks him down and the ball bounces to Spigot, and then she beats him to within an inch of his life. She definitely could have killed him, but my opponent comfortably knows he's got the win and leaves him for later. Don't really know if there's anything else I could have done here. J-Car potentially could have been in range of Spigot, but I don't think I kill him, and then he'll just delete Ulfa or Scatha. Anyway, I decided to take the opportunity for a second Ulfa goal. So Ulfa clears conditions. Weirdly goes into Spigot, gets the tackle dodge, sprints and shoots. The second goal. 8-all. The ball gets kicked out. It gets kicked well. And Stoker goes and puts away the final goal, making the game 12-8 to the Brewers. I wondered if maybe the kick scatter would go bad and Egret or Zarola might be able to collect it, but wasn't to be. So there we go. Another very fun game. 2 Ulfa goals. I can feel my mind starting to change a little bit on this guy. He's so killable. The second goal probably shouldn't have happened. It was only luck that I got the initiative in the first turn to even get the first goal. But he certainly provides a little bit of threat for reclaiming the ball. I think it just takes a lot of skill to get him to do it in such a way that he just doesn't get instantly killed. I mean, he's going to die once he scores. There's no way around that. I'm certain of it. But it's the getting him into position before he goes and steals the ball and still keeping him safe. That's the tricky bit. I think if I can learn to do that, he could actually be usable. Once more, making positioning mistakes and messing up my momentum. But these recent games have really drawn my attention to the big weakness, which is that I just don't pressure my opponents. They can move their models wherever they like, and there's nothing I can really do about them, because I just don't output damage. Fahad and J-Car are just not enough on their own, And I think in most of these recent games, Egret needed to be a bear. So my target going forward is to try to work out how to get those 2 kills. Until then, take care.